I don't know what to title this episode. I don't even know how to start it. I didn't even know that I started it. I kind of just started squabbling. And with that being said, a yap session is imminent. So please, I hope that all of you are having a spectacular day and that each one of you enjoys the richness that this day has to provide, because it won't come again. And in this not coming again, please enjoy it. Not destructively, because YOLO can mean two things to two different people. To some, it means we only live one life, so we should use it we should do it, we should live life to the best of our abilities and fulfillment. And to some, it means more destructive measures, but who am I to intrude upon how one deems fun? Because there's nothing objective about it. Unless I'm wrong there, but again, a yap session is imminent. It's finals week, and for many, it will be their final week. And as we come to a close, which is like the typical thing said in commencement speeches, I just don't really know how to part ways with this place. And it's taking a toll. Like, the packing itself shouldn't be too difficult. I haven't unpacked due to the fact that I'm used to sporadic movements, and not even sporadic, just constant movement. I've displaced myself with my mother many times in the city, and bigger transitions being to Florida and Texas. But the thing, I find myself being a little too good at goodbyes, which is a little troublesome because I'm kind of accustomed to this. But this one is a little more heartfelt, I guess, or heart-throbbing for that matter. But before I delve into the difficulties of departure, I just want to make sure and ask all of you how you're doing on this beautiful day. Each day is a beautiful day to glorify the soul that we've been given. May we continue to become the radiance that our soul radiates through the vessels called our flesh that we are encompassing. So I hope that each of you get a chance to shine your light that you have been given ever so brightly. And if you can't shine your light, sometimes your darkness itself can be the main source of light for someone who sees nothing but light in the world in an unfamiliar place when they themselves constantly reside in darkness. So whichever one you use to magnify your light, use it. And I hope that you're doing so dutifully and diligently, because you never, never, never know. So, let us talk about some endeavors transpiring in my life. First of all, I watched Whiplash, and it's been a long time coming. A lot of my friends were very enraged. They were more enraged by me not watching Whiplash than me leaving, in a sense. Some of them, of course. And I finally got around to watching it. Magnificent film. And I guess one of the worst qualities that I have, and I realize this, but one of the better ones is seeing the beauty in everything. I'm humanizing this man Fletcher when in reality he is a disgrace. The ending to many seen as triumphant, not to many, but to few, to a couple who see it as triumphant, is wholly deceiving. The entire film is manipulative, and despite the fact that we see his student win and in a sense have his crowning moment, it's like a crown of thorns. He's not adorning it by choice. He's lost vicariously through his winning. His moment of triumph is by no means some triumphant climax to all of his work. No, this is the slippery slope to desolation. Whiplash is fascinating because it's so manipulative yet so poignant, and it does it so beautifully. Somebody labeled it as a cautionary tale, and I couldn't agree more. And I don't think I have any insights that you couldn't find in your random average YouTube video and whatnot, or video thesis, but the film was magnificent. I should watch it a second time now that I have some context behind it. One thing that was intriguing was that when one of Fletcher's players died, he revered him as a musician. He did not revere him as a man. He was not a good person to him. He was merely saddened by the loss that the community of art had sustained. Not humans, but art. I saw one person say that he's a perfect oxymoron because expecting perfection from jazz is ultimately the greatest detriment to the art itself. But apart from the beauty of Whiplash, but him also being the scariest villain, because Fletcher wields such power and commandeers such a room and persuasion because he has the power to do so. Does he know his target audience, and does he know who we can manipulate? Absolutely. He has a core audience, a core demographic. Did he eventually get stood up at some point? Absolutely, because rage bottles over. But to those, no matter what happens, as we see in the little monologue the film gives him to kind of humanize him, which eventually dehumanizes him every time when he's having the conversation with Andrew post him being expelled and testifying on behalf of the family of the student who did kill himself due to the mistreatment. It was just fascinating. I'm not here to give a movie analysis. I'm not film theory. I'm not MatPat. I don't have some theory like, oh, it was all in Andrew's mind, because the film is like... But it wasn't that type of it wasn't that type of film. It wasn't like a psychedelic horror where things need to be peace. It wasn't like the Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. That film was just a trip. I loved it. But before I go on about critiquing movies and movies that are dearly beloved and alleging my own theories about it, I do want to say that saying goodbye to this place is becoming a little more difficult with each passing day. As I said, saying goodbye has become all too familiar to me, and it's kind of like a skill at this point, a skill that I've become too good at. It's like one of those skills that you're suspiciously good at, such as like, I don't know, what would be a skill that somebody exhibited that you look at and say, how do you even discover that one has that skill? Maybe the fastest clapper in the world. Like, what are you possibly... I guess that joke's been reused. I don't know many weird things. Like, I've always been puzzled by people who work in mortuaries. I know being fascinated by death is okay, but like, how does one find out that they want to do that? Maybe being surrounded by death constantly brings them to some light in their life. I don't know. But I'm suspiciously good at goodbyes. And it's because it's been a constant pattern in my life. I used to sit in class in school and just imagine every situation of goodbye so that it wouldn't be so difficult, so that when it came to me, I wouldn't have to utilize spontaneity and get too emotional because I had felt it before. I was kind of a safeguard. There's a term for it, whether it be circumscribing or stonewalling. I don't think that's the right term, but I'll find it. I'll figure it out. I've been learning some very beautiful new words, none that I myself can say. I learned by myself because my friends show me the beauty of the language that I make fun of so heavily every single day. And no, it's just a little harder. The people that are surrounding me are making it harder with each day to say goodbye. And I know I keep saying that because I need to stop saying that it's a goodbye. It's merely a see you later, because each person has left an indelible piece of their... No, I can't say indelible. Has left a substantial piece of their soul with myself. And I have left a substantial piece of my soul with them. They will forever remain with me, and I will forever remain with them. I hope, at least. And by no means am I dying, but out of sight, out of mind. My existence will be relegated to whatever it is. People have jobs, people have school, people have the human experience to live. And I am one intrinsic spiderweb of the human experience. I am a line of a spiderweb, and ultimately in their story, I guess that's what I will be. So I don't worry about being missed or forgotten, because for the first time in a while, since maybe Northern or NSU, I know that they will. And that's nice. Like, despite the fact that it's selfish to want to be missed, oftentimes I find myself worried about it. It doesn't really affect me. It used to affect me back at NSU because I was there for a year and didn't feel like I do enough. I've been here for a semester, and I'm realizing just how much of an impact you can make during small moments. There are people that have told me that in just dapping them up and through interactions, it makes their day better. And this is by no means a testament to myself. It's a testament to those that think that drastic action has to be taken in order to make a significant impact in one's day. It doesn't take much. And I think we should all strive to make one person's day better each day, and pass on that love. Kind of like, oh, I was gonna make a glory hole joke, but my parents listen to this, and I don't need that repercussion, so I'm just gonna back up and not make that joke. Let's all make each other happy. And I guess with my departure date being on the 15th, every day until then, as I said, and many other segments before, is a reminder of that departure. And in being reminded of it, I reflect on what I've done here. Now, if you were to look at the papers, have I helped ACU in any capacity? Probably not. I haven't appeared in any theater. I haven't written anything for them. I haven't even been an academic weapon. I've been an academic victim. So on paper, I can't say that my impact has been too substantial. And that's what I worry about, like, constantly. Like, if my life was put on paper, it wouldn't amount to much. But I realize that not everything on paper is definitive. What we do in each person's life is so much more impactful than what we see on paper. It's kind of like oral history. It's oftentimes not transcribed, nor is it preserved in mass quantities, so it can get lost oftentimes. But in oral history, we find some of the most beautiful things. Kind of like the book, I believe it's called The Four Agreements, that I have. I think the introduction of the book basically states that it was preserved, the wisdom within that book of, let me get the book instead of trying to paraphrase it. It's right here. So I guess it was a beautiful quote, and it resonated with myself and a friend of mine. I should read more into the book. I can't end up like LeBron, where you see pictures of him and it's only the first page being read. But let me flip through this. I believe he says that he went to sleep one day, and he heard a voice and he said, "I am made of light, I am made of stars." He looked at the stars again and he realized that it's not the stars that create light, but rather the light that create the stars. And in that, I find myself every morning praying that I can maybe be the light that creates a star in somebody. Not myself, but the God-ordained light through me that each one of us are given, through the light that we all embody, so that we can help someone else become a star in their own regard. I don't know, maybe I'm just rambling, but life is just really going beautifully. My friends threw me a surprise departure party. It's just really funny because there's some irony to that. Surprise, surprise. We're happy that you're leaving. So no, I'm kidding. I know what it's about. And the irony probably isn't there. I'm probably just thinking about it too much. But I can't thank them enough for what they've done. I'll name every person individually because I think each person, beyond a shadow of a doubt, deserves to be remarked. Not only deserves, it has to be done. To Francis, to Kason, to Heidi, to Samantha, to Darius, to Word, to Javier, to Kobe, to Tasha, to Elida, to Natalie, to Alana, and to Saki, I am beyond indebted to all of you. To Lady, to Nevea, to Leslie, to Abby, to Lele, who one day hopefully meets her eternal soulmate in one of the One Direction band members who she loves very much. I don't know why I'm putting this out publicly and airing that out publicly. I hope it's not a bad thing. But to all the people, to Josephine, who I spoke to yesterday, to Bryce, to fucking Elijah, to Jalen, to Nevea, apostrophe, to Outlook, to Nisi, to Darius, to all the people that just make this life so very significant and make it abundant and prosperous. I can't even begin to name off names. I'd be here forever. I've been here for 14 minutes. And I believe 20 seconds of it just consists of names. Each person contributing a small amount. And to all those who I passed by who are merely strangers in my reality and to my conscience, but yet have made an impact and have made their home in it, like they reside there. I think of you all very often, and there's not a moment where I haven't stopped thinking of you. And this includes the people at NSU and to Northern. None of them listen to this, so I don't know why I'm saying that. To every person, and this isn't goodbye because this won't be a fitting goodbye. I'll have my goodbye, but this won't be it. So, with that being said, I hope that you all enjoy the song. To those who listen to this on Spotify, as for those on YouTube, whoopsie. I'm not trying to get copyrighted as per usual, so I guess you're just gonna have to be stuck with my voice. And in this finals week, I wish you all love, courage, strength, and perseverance, because I couldn't imagine doing finals knowing that a lot of everything depended on it. I say that because in departure, not a lot of academia really, it alleviates a lot of pressure, because it's kind of like, oh, why does it matter anyway? But in a sense, it's not the point. The point is, I hope you all have a beautiful day. For those on Spotify who hear this, I hope you all enjoy this song. And for those who listen to this on YouTube, I love you all dearly. And thank you very much for harboring this voice of mine. I hope that y'all appreciate it. And I think I'll be having a guest appearance on this show this afternoon. So this was just something that I had to get out because, and yeah, I could have written it out in a journal, but why not put it out? Who's listening to this anyway? This is basically my journal. No one sees these. Then maybe that'll come back to bite me at some point. But until it does, I will continue saying that I love you all unconditionally and with a love that I can't thank you all enough for. So continue using your light and make a star out of somebody today. I love you all and see y'all very soon.